Hello, how's it going today? We've got quite the episode. We're going over UFC 202, previewing UFC Fox 21, giving you sort of a brief preview of Bellator 160. Also, we got some news and notes, as well as highlighting a fighter to a name to remember from the UFC 202 card, as well as a fight of the week. So there you have it. We got a lot of stuff to go through. We will do our picks for UFC on Fox 21 first, because my picks for UFC 202 awful. In a word, awful. I didn't even sniff 500, and I made 10 picks. So yeah, it's bad. So let's go over these picks here, huh? Not a great card, to say the least. I mean, the main card's pretty decent. Main card, pretty solid. But everything else in between, not so great. We've got, so I'm just going to highlight two fighters here that are lower on the card that I'm excited to see. Who knows if they'll win or not. I'm pretty sure Shane Campbell will win, because Shane Campbell's pretty badass. But Kyle Bochniak, he's sort of a prospect kind of guy. Kind of excited to see both of those guys in the prelims. But not a lot of recognizable names. But yeah, here we go. We got all these fights are the ones I'm highlighting, so they picked the right prelims. This is the Fight Pass featured prelim. Chad Lepre versus Thibault Gouti. I'm not sure I say his name, but yeah, I'm going Lepre. Yeah, we'll go TKO round 1, why not? Then we got Smilin' Sam Alvey, making his third appearance in 3 months. That's right. Third appearance in 3 months. Taking on Muhammad Ali's, what is he? I think Kevin Casey married Muhammad Ali's granddaughter? Or niece, maybe? I don't know. He was related to Muhammad Ali, and he fought on UFC 199. You guys know who Kevin Casey is. He fought on UFC 199. That was right after Muhammad Ali died, and he won, and it was like really emotional. Maybe he lost. I think he won. And it was a really emotional thing. Joe Rogan interviewed him and talked about Muhammad Ali a little bit. But I like me some Smilin' Sam. Yeah. We'll go around 3. Joe Lozon versus Jim Miller 2. The first fight between these guys, this is going to be my fight of the night, apart from the main event. This is the fight I'm most looking forward to outside of the main event. But when they first fought, Jim Miller beat the shit out of Joe Lozon. Joe Lozon, he was hanging on for... I mean, he did some good things too, but he was hanging on. He got cut, gashed open, there was blood everywhere. Jim Miller was covered in blood. It was pretty savage. We'll go with the sub in round 2. Jim Miller sort of on his way down. Joe Lozon still sort of just hanging around. Neither guys are top of the division anymore, but that should be a fun fight. Paige Van Zandt versus Bec Rawlings. I'm still not sure whether or not I believe in Paige Van Zandt. When Paige Van Zandt beat Felice Herrig, I thought, all right, she's kind of legit. Maybe she's serious, because she beat Kaylin Curran, and Kaylin Curran's not that great at all. And then she beat Felice Herrig. And was there another one in between there, or not? Then Paige was supposed to have fought JoJo Calderwood, right? And then she ended up facing Rose Namajunas, and she got her ass kicked by Rose Namajunas. Bad. I don't remember if there was any other fights in between that, but I don't know. Bec Rawlings is a tough Aussie. She's crazy Aussie. I'll go with Van Zandt via decision. Van Zandt's scrappy. I'll do that. And then Damian Maia versus Carlos Condit. If you've been watching my videos in the past, you'll have remembered that I always pick against Damian Maia, and I'm always wrong when I pick against Damian Maia. Always. So we'll go with Damian Maia. I really like Carlos Condit. I really like Carlos Condit a lot, and I want him to win so he can fight for the title again, but I always pick against Damian Maia, and I'm always wrong. Oh, God. Yeah, oh. Ugh. This is a tough pick. I'll go with submission in round 4. And then we also got Anthony Pettis making his featherweight debut against a tough featherweight in Charles Oliveira. I'm going to pick Oliveira on this fight because I think Oliveira is pretty awesome, and that Pettis just hasn't shown me anything in these last few fights. He got his ass kicked by Edson Barbosa, pretty bad. He got his ass kicked by Rafael dos Anjos, pretty bad.
Coming up next, it's
and then he got shut down by the Alvarez. So, and the reports are that he's looking really frail as he tries to make weight at 145. Like, he looks pretty skinny, pretty thin. Not the greatest scouting report so far.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. White trunks for Miller.
And, you know, Charles Oliveira, I don't remember his last fight. The last fight I remember of Charles Oliveira was him versus Max Holloway, where he hurt his shoulder really bad.
He's also a Brazilian
in like the first opening minutes. I was so looking forward to that fight. That was almost a year ago. There had to have been another fight in between there because I just got back from my cabin vacation that I take every year. And when I was up at the cabin last year, that was when they were about to fight Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. So, but then again, that's the last fight I remember of his. I could just be forgetting something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, he tagged him with that straight.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the main card for sure.
Good straight to the body.
You know, after this cabin trip, I'm just more or less excited to lay down on a couch and just get warm for a little while.
He transitions to the tie clinch.
Lozon with some solid knees. And they're loose. Lozon gets hit with that kick to the midsection.
Misses the takedown.
I like that quick front kick.
He's won! Big shots!
Trying to stay out of trouble here. Big takedown.
Fuck your head.
Oh, he connected with an elbow.
Half guard.
Into full guard.
2 minutes remain in the round. And now he's back in full guard.
He does have full guard here, which is still dangerous. Oh, there he goes. Full mount. There we go.
Lozon gives up his back.
He's mounted. He's got to control his posture. Hip escape. Nice hip escape.
See if he looks for a knee.
He's working from full mount.
Guys, I really hate the ground game. I tell you this every single time. Why don't you just freaking get better at it? I don't know. I just don't want to fucking bother.
He's posturing up here.
1 minute remains in the round. Half guard. Miller's got it back at half guard. Just 30 seconds remain in the round. 20 seconds remain in the round. Back up. Lozon with the left kick to the midsection. Nice knee to the body.
Alright. Now let's give a little Bellator 160 preview, shall we? I didn't look at much of the prelims because usually Bellator prelims are filled with amateur fights and shit. Or people who are making their professional debuts, I should say. So, Bellator 160 headlined by Benson Henderson taking on Patricio Bull Ferrari. Fieri, whatever. I can never pronounce her last name. It's gonna be at 155, but Patricio Pitbull's a 145 pounder. So Benson Henderson is, in reality, coming down from 170 to fight a 145er. Doesn't that seem kind of jacked up? Like, Bellator knows that Patricio's a name, so they're like, oh, let's just put him on, let's just have him fight. That way.
Now he goes to side control, Joe.
Shit.
Right hand.
Look at this. He's out of it. He's in full guard here.
There he goes. Back to mount again. Joe Lozon's ability
Come on.
has been very good tonight.
His guard passes are a thing of beauty.
Oh my goodness.
Gets into full guard here. He lands a big shot from the bottom.
Motherfucker. Cover your damn head.
Position now.
Side control.
Guys.
Just over 3 now.
He's got side control. Trying to take the back here.
Joe, he's showcasing some great movement on the ground.
He's got a half guard here.
Guys.
Nice sweep. Now he's in the guard. Lozon's trying to lock up
Fuck.
the submission here. And he's out.
Passes, moves into half guard.
Good transition.
Bullshit.
Postured up. He's got the arm track, Joe.
Now is mounted on Miller. Miller's in big trouble now. He's got a hip. His
Lozon going for a submission.
He's got that
Shit.
armbar locked up. It's very close here.
Fuck.
And he gets out. Wow.
Nice leg kick.
And avoids the takedown attempt. Miller with a kick.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Big
Oh.
knockdown.
Damn.
What a huge right hand.
I ain't got time for anything.
You're all good there.
Let's just quit. Because I don't want to bother with it. Fuck. Bellator 160. Benson Henderson fighting a featherweight and Patricio Pitbull. That's kind of fucked up. Benson Henderson. I'm not fucking buying your shit there, y'all. I don't want to play any of these. Let's just go into UFC 202 results after I get done previewing Bellator 160. Derek Anderson versus Syed Awad. I think Syed Awad is the Jewish guy. I don't know who Derek Anderson is, so going with Syed, if that's how you say the name. I don't even know. Bubba Jenkins versus Georgi Karakhawan. Bubba Jenkins, my man. I like Bubba Jenkins. And then AJ McKee versus Cody Walker. I'm going with AJ McKee there. So, Benson Henderson, Syed Awad, Bubba Jenkins, AJ McKee, Damian Maia, Charles Oliveira, Paige Van Zandt, Joe Lozon, Smiling Sam Alvey, Chad Dupree, Shane Campbell, Kyle Bochniak. Those are my picks. I'm getting sick. I can feel it in my throat. My girlfriend's sick. Now I'm gonna be sick. 202 results. So I did bad. I did very, very badly with this card. Super bad. Amazingly bad. So bad. I went 2-8. 2-8. I only got 2 frickin' fights right. How bad is that shit? So, let's just give a quick story of how I got to this fight. I went to my cabin in Winter, Wisconsin. There's no internet at the cabin. Not a surprise. You know, I don't really want a cabin. I don't really want a cabin with internet at it, but so I figure, okay, I'm not gonna be able to order it off my Fight Pass, my UFC app. No big deal. Maybe they have Dish. Maybe they have pay-per-view. Nope. They have a free TV antenna, those things where you get the local channels, maybe like a few other channels if you're lucky. So, no pay-per-view there. I go to the town, which is about 10-15 minutes away. Small town. Gas station, a couple bars, a co-op, a hardware hank, post office, and a laundromat. Both the bars, well, I only went to one bar because I went to a bar before that's like 5 minutes away from my cabin. They don't have Dish. They don't have any sort of pay-per-view options. So I crossed that one off the list. I go to the one in town. They don't have DirecTV because they have to get charged per square foot, which is a person, and then you have to pay a fee or whatever for that. They didn't want to do that, so no pay-per-views in the bars. And then I went to that other bar the next day, and I think they did have DirecTV, which annoys me, but whatever. So the town was out, so I had to go to the casino, which is about 30 minutes away, pay $15 at the door for a ticket, and I showed up early because stuff at the cabin, there was a bunch of people there. It was kind of getting annoying. It was raining all day, so we were all stuck in the cabin together. I wanted to get out of the cabin, so we went to the casino at about 6. And the prelims started at 8, so I gambled for about 30 minutes. I got up, let's see here. I got up $40, so I said, enough's enough. So I went to the bar, started drinking. Prelims didn't even start yet. Start drinking. Prelims finally start. I get up to the TV. I get a nice little seat at the end of the bar, right next to the TV. I can hear it on. Oh, I'm getting buzzed like bad. Like I was getting buzzed. All right, I had plenty of beers at the bar. Watched all the prelims. Then I got to go into the casino, and let's just say that I don't really remember a lot of the fights besides the main event and the Rumble Johnson fight, because that was only like 13 seconds or some shit. So a lot of these prelims I'm pretty hazy on, but that's just your story for you. I didn't get to see the Fight Pass fights until today, which is August 26th, 2016. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright. Neil Magny versus Lorenz Larkin. Holy fuck, did Lorenz Larkin look good. Lorenz Larkin, with those fucking body kicks, he was knocking Neil Magny back into the cage, setting him down on his ass. He's chopping Neil Magny's lead leg to bits. He cut his shin open, just smashing the hell out of his leg. Neil Magny was hopping around. God, that was scary. Neil Magny is no joke. Did you remember Neil Magny's last fight against Hector Lombard, where Neil Magny nearly got his head pounded into the mat, and he was able to recover? Hector Lombard? Yeah, Lorenz Larkin didn't let this happen. Lorenz Larkin beat the shit out of Neil Magny. It was impressive. It was scary. Lorenz Larkin's legit. I did not expect Neil Magny to lose to Lorenz Larkin. I feel really bad for Neil Magny because that dude, the last person he lost to was Maia, and he's about to fight in a title eliminator, so what the hell. Lorenz Larkin showed out, and this was the last fight of his UFC contract too, so he's in line to make a good paycheck. Like, I don't wonder if that's why they put this on Fight Pass, because not a lot of people are going to be able to see what the hell Lorenz Larkin did to Neil Magny, but I would pay that man quite a lot of money if I was in Bellator or World Series of Fighting or UFC. Like, if you got entertaining fighters like that who can put on a show and get knockouts and shit, you have to pay them. Lorenz Larkin did himself a big favor by showing out against Neil Magny. That was really impressive. Alright, so next, I got that one wrong. First one wrong of the night. Next fight, Randa Markos versus Courtney Casey. Case led off the FS1 prelims. Courtney Case gets Randa in some weird armbar thing. Like I said, I was pretty buzzed even by the first fight. She got Randa Markos in a weird armbar thing, or maybe it was maybe it was just a triangle choke. I don't even remember, but Randa had to verbally tap Courtney Case legit. Like, I remember her being pretty good, but I was like, Randa Markos, that chick's awesome. But yeah, Courtney Case. I got a few names to remember. If you're a noob UFC fan, if you're a noob and you don't really watch UFC much, Lorenz Larkin's a name to remember. Courtney Case is a name to remember. Like, pretty dang good. But that's not the name to remember yet. We still have a little bit to go before we get to him. The next fight, Artem Lobov versus Chris Avila. I picked Chris Avila. Totally wrong. Chris Avila looked like a bum. He looked like a bum. Artem Lobov picked him apart pretty clean. Chris Avila, get the hell out of here. That was terrible. Raquel Pennington versus Elizabeth Phillips. I had originally picked Raquel Pennington, and then I just changed my mind because I saw the way that the odds were. I'm like, you know what, Elizabeth Phillips, not that big of a joke. Let's go with Elizabeth Phillips, and look, what do you know? What do you know? That one time I do this, I get it wrong. Yeah, Raquel Pennington beat her pretty good. I went and took a leak during this fight. Then I went to see if the doors were open. The doors were open. I had to call my girlfriend to bring the tickets over from the bar. I missed a lot of this fight. Okay, so then Cody Garbrandt versus Takeya Mizugaki. Everyone saw this one coming. Cody Garbrandt gets the first round knockout. Mizugaki, pretty good knockout. Cody Garbrandt calls out Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is all like, "Yo, what's up? I'm right here. What's you doing? What's up? How you doing?" And so yeah, that's looking like a potential fight to make. But Cody Garbrandt was on the MMA Hour this week with Ariel Helwani. And if you want to listen to an idiot talk, listen to Cody Garbrandt talk about Dominic Cruz. Like, Ariel Helwani is such a shill. Like, I like the guy. I like the way he interviews people. He's good job interviewing people. But just when he starts giving out his opinions, I just think he's such a dork. God, his opinions just drive me nuts. Because he's so passionate about them. It's like, I don't agree with you at all. Maybe you are right, but you're just the way you're putting your opinion out here. You're just making me disagree with it. But he's just loving Cody Garbrandt, Dominic Cruz, loving the way they talk about each other. Cody Garbrandt sounded like a dumbass talking about Dominic Cruz, a complete dumbass. He's all like, "Oh, I smelt the fear on him. Oh, I scared him so bad he was looking around for security guards to get him out of there." It's like, dude, shut the hell up. Dominic Cruz is in that dude's head. If you listen to that interview, Dominic Cruz is in his head. He burrowed in there. He's making a home. He's laying out a blanket. He's getting comfortable. He's in his head. Dominic Cruz will beat the shit out of Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt, he has power for days. He's one of the strongest bantamweights in the frickin' division in the UFC. But I would love to see Cody Garbrandt fight TJ Dillashaw. I would love it. I'd love to see it. To who fights Dominic Cruz. But whatevs. Dominic Cruz can fight Cody Garbrandt. He can fight Dillashaw. He could fight Brian Caraway. I'd love to see Dominic Cruz embarrass Brian Caraway. But let's move on. Tim Means versus Sabah Homasi. Tim Means looking good. Got that victory. Good for Tim Means. And those are the 2 fights that I picked right. The rest I got all wrong. I decided to be a damn rebel and do upset specials up here. Got them all wrong. But here's the name to remember. Mike Perry. The dude seems like a meth tweaked out, just freaking white trash, crazy person. And he looked good. He beat the shit out of Lim. Hyun-Gyu Lim. He beat the shit out of him. Mike Perry, scary dude. He had an interview with on the MMA Hour this week, and he sounded like a freaking weirdo, dude. That dude's scary. He's the name to remember. I don't know if he's good or not, but he beat the shit out of Lim. Name to remember right there. That's your name to remember. Mike Perry. He's now going to be fighting just today. I guess it was announced that he'll be fighting at UFC 204 against Danny Roberts, aka Hot Chocolate. That should be a fun fight. I don't know if that's going to be on the main card. I would put that on the prelims. Or maybe even the featured bout of the Fight Pass prelims. That should be interesting to see. But good for Mike Perry making the most out of his UFC debut on the freaking main card, which is unbelievable. But then Rick Story versus Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone, scary, 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 scary dude. I did not expect Rick Story to get knocked out like that. Man, that was badass. I don't remember much of the fight at all, except for the ending combination where he like jabbed him, kicked him, and then crossed him, and then just fucking laid down on top of him as he was stumbling backwards. It was a really beautiful combination. Donald Cerrone looking like a beast. I guess he just signed a new UFC contract for 8 fights. Hopefully he'll get paid a little bit more than he was, because remember, back in Ottawa, he said that UFC clearly don't give a shit about him, so maybe they do now. Then we got Rumble versus Glover Teixeira here. I decided to pick the upset special. I'm like, maybe Glover can get Rumble Johnson into the third round or third round, maybe tire him out and just start laying on top of him, getting him going, ground and pounding. No. Rumble Johnson knocked the shit out of Glover Teixeira. Uppercut. Boom! Piece of Vaseline or spit or something flew up in the air. By the time Teixeira hit the ground, the slobber finally came back down. It was just a vicious knockout. Rumble Johnson should fight Daniel Cormier next. I don't want to hear no shit about John Jones. I'm done with John Jones. No more shit about John Jones. John Jones can fight Gustafsson if he beats Jan Blachowicz. John Jones can fight fucking Alir Latifi if Alir Latifi beats Ryan Bader. Just don't. Just get away, John Jones. Show that you can actually fight in the octagon and come back and do something exciting. I'm done with John Jones. I'm not getting my hopes up for that guy anymore. Rumble Johnson. Hopefully Rumble can get his power punch in on Daniel Cormier and make it stick, because last time Rumble fucking knocked Daniel Cormier's head off and Daniel Cormier fucking fell backwards trying to get it back on his head, and he was able to recover, which was unbelievable. But Rumble versus DC, please. Rumble DC 2. No more John Jones. We got the main event of the evening. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor 2 was a really good fight. I sobered up finally. Sobered up just enough to remember what was going on. I sort of remember the whole fight pretty clearly. Round 1, Conor McGregor was putting it on him, knocked him down a few times. Then round 2 came around. Conor McGregor started looking like he was out of breath. I was all like, oh god. McGregor was winning probably won the first 3 minutes of round 2. But then he started to get gassed. Nate Diaz started putting it on him. I was like, is this just going to play out the same as the first fight did? Nope. Conor McGregor was able to weather the storm at the end of the second. Diaz came on really strong at the end of the second. But, yeah, so Conor got that round. I think, I'd say Conor. Then the third round, Nate Diaz fucking came out, started putting it on McGregor. McGregor didn't get anything off in round number 3. Nate Diaz looking real good. Round 4, McGregor somehow found the heart to come back and get that round, and then Diaz won round 5. I had it 28-27, 48-47 for McGregor. But I could see if some people thought it was a draw. I could give a draw perhaps, because Diaz was pretty dominant in round 3. Maybe that was a 10-8 round. But yeah, I have no problem with the decision. I thought that was a really, really excellent fight. I thought Conor McGregor did what he needed to. Nothing flashy, nothing exciting. I hope he doesn't adopt this style all the time. But it should be interesting to see the trilogy fight. I hope they don't announce that right away, because that would be McGregor and Diaz fighting the same opponents 3 times in a row. That's not fun. Let's take a break for a year, come back, do it again. Just keep it in your back pocket for a little while. You don't have to do it. Let's have McGregor fight Jose Aldo, please. I'd rather McGregor fight at 145 than fight Eddie Alvarez at 155. Like, people are saying, and it makes sense, people are saying that McGregor has nothing to gain from fighting Aldo again. He already knocked him out in 13 seconds. You know, how can you top that? But I don't know. I'm just looking at it from Aldo's side I guess. I just think that Aldo deserves that rematch. He deserves to beat the hell out of McGregor for all that shit he talked. And it's not right that McGregor can carry the featherweight title around for over a year and not do anything with it. Like, that's bullshit. If he's never going to fight at 145 again, you should have stripped him the first time he fought Diaz. Like, I don't understand that. But, you know, what can you do? I hope McGregor fights Aldo. I really do. I don't want to see him fight at 170 anymore. I don't think Eddie Alvarez versus McGregor, I mean, they could sell that, no problem. That's not a problem. They could sell that. But honestly, I think I'd rather see, McGregor and, oh shit, now I've lost my train of thought. McGregor and, what the hell I was talking about. McGregor and McGregor and Cerrone, that's what I'd rather see. So there you go. Fight, the name to remember for UFC 202 was Mike Perry, followed closely by Courtney Case, and if you're a noob, Lorenz Larkin. He's a free agent now. Remember that name. He should be getting paid, and he should be making some waves elsewhere. Okay, let's go over these news quick here. Let's go over the news. Rory McDonald is going to Bellator, and Coker says that he might fight before the end of the year. So, Rory McDonald, coming off one of the greatest fights the UFC has ever seen. No, never mind, that's wrong. He lost to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in a pretty unmemorable affair. McDonald got the shit beat out of him in that fight. But the fight before against Robbie Lawler, that was one of the greatest fights of all time. So he's going into Bellator on a 2-fight losing streak. Andrei Koreshkov is the champion there, who just got done beating the shit out of Benson Henderson. So maybe Rory McDonald and Koreshkov, unless they want to build McDonald back up, which I would not blame them at all. Bellator does a lot of scrubs versus studs types of fights, even though it didn't pay off for him the last fight with who the hell got that beat by the dude who missed weight. Man, I'm not feeling great. Let's see here. Oh, Darian Caldwell was upset. That's who it was. So I'm sure they don't want to see their studs like Benson Anderson, Darian Caldwell, Roy McDonald all on losing streaks. So who knows? And it's just a bummer. But who knows? I mean, Rory McDonald's only 27. He could come back to the UFC in 3 years. Maybe he'll be on a win streak. Maybe he'll be revitalized. Who knows? Rory McDonald is just a dad now. Just became a dad recently, so I don't blame him for getting that money, but it's just not going to be that entertaining with him in Bellator. But I don't have a big problem with it. Jared Rosholt signs multi-fight deal with World Series of Fighting. If you don't remember, Jared Rosholt's a dude who just likes to wrestle. He doesn't really like to strike. He doesn't really like to fight. He got beat by Roy Nelson in a decision victory, and Roy Nelson blasted him, saying he's not a fighter. I don't know why he's in the UFC. He doesn't fight. They got released, or he got just let into free agency, and then he finally signs with World Series of Fighting. And World Series of Fighting has a reputation of not being a very entertaining fight promotion. They have fighters like John Fitch and Jake Shields who just sort of hang on and get shit done. Sometimes they get submissions. Every once in a while they'll get a TKO, but they're not exactly the most exciting fighters. So Rosholt will fit right in there. I mean, Justin Gaethje's pretty exciting, but Justin Gaethje, I don't think that dude's legit. I think that dude can just take a punch. I think his house of cards is gonna come tumbling down real fast once his chin doesn't hold up. But I digress. Nate Diaz brought a vape pen with CBD oil or CBD shit in his pipe. He said it's good for healing, for keeping down inflammation, and that it really helps him after fights and before fights. But unfortunately, it's a banned substance, and USADA is looking into it, and he might face a suspension, which is a little bit of a BS, but as long as he doesn't face a fine, I don't have a problem with it, because Nate Diaz is probably going to sit out until McGregor comes back, so we'll see what goes on there. I hope they don't suspend him, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Speaking of suspensions, John Jones and Brock Lesnar's suspensions might not be as severe. Apparently the stuff they tested for doesn't qualify for a 2-year suspension, but it qualifies for a year maximum. But it's looking like they might not even face that, but they have to go through the Nevada Athletic State Commission, which is notorious for giving out bullshit fines and penalties. So I don't really know what's going on. I don't really care. I don't want to hear about John Jones anymore. Brock Lesnar, I don't really care about. Like, it's exciting. Let me know when he comes back. Let's see what the all-time leaderboards are here. But yeah, I could give a shit. Would you look at those guys? Perfect Picks 39. Those guys should be gambling. Some fight announcements for your asses. That's a huge truck goes by my apartment. Bellator 162, Alexander Shlemenko versus Kendall Grove, and Bobby Lashley versus Josh Applett at Bellator 162. UFC 204, Mirsad Bektik versus Arnold Allen in a battle of two really good young prospects. And I think I announced it's official now that the co-main event is going to be Gegard Mousasi versus Vitor Belfort. Gegard Mousasi better beat that ass. Vitor just needs to fucking retire or go to Bellator. Go to Bellator. Fight Ken Shamrock and Hoist Gracie and all those fun names from the past. UFC Fight Night 99 from Belfast, Northern Ireland. The main event is targeted as Gunnar Nelson versus Young Hung Kim. So that's good for Gunny, getting to fight near home. Northern Ireland's not quite the Republic of Ireland, but I'm sure, I don't really know what the immigration situation's like for those two. Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, because Northern Ireland, I know Northern Ireland's part of the UK, and Belfast happened, and there's all this IRA shit, and bombs and stuff back in the 90s, and I don't know, early 2000s too, right? I don't really know what the immigration thing's like, if they can just go back and forth in between to watch fights. But SBG is from Ireland. Gunny trains at SBG, so maybe that'll be like a big SBG show. But I don't know. I'm not in tune with Ireland and the UK's relationships too much nowadays. Okay, final thing. My throat's really starting to close up on me. Fight of the week. We got Chris Weidman versus Mark Munoz. UFC on Fuel 4 from San Jose, California on July 11th, 2012. This is sort of Weidman's big statement win. There's a nasty cut in this fight, and it is brutal, and it's one of the worst cuts I've seen to this day. And if you look at the card, at the UFC on Fuel 4 card, there are a lot of good names on that card. Like TJ Dillashaw fought on that card, Rafael dos Anjos, fucking Rafael Assunção, Chris Carriazo. A lot of good fights and fighters on that card. But yeah, that's that. Guess what? Ben Saunders, remember him? He got released, or sort of released from the UFC. He got granted permission to fight in local promotions and shit. He's going to be coming to Red Wing, Minnesota, which is not 40 minutes away from me. He's going to be fighting at Treasure Island Resort and Casino on September 9th against Jacob Volkman. So, I just stumbled ass backwards into a UFC fighters fight in my backyard. So, I'm going there, September 9th. You'll hear more about it next week, I'm sure. And next week, we will also preview the UFC Hamburg, Germany event, which is headlined by Josh Barnett, Andrei Arlovsky. Co-headliner is Alexander Gustafsson versus Jan Blachowicz, and then I think Ryan Bader and Alir Latifi fight on that card as well, and Nick Hine fights on that card too. I think Michelle Watterson was supposed to fight on that card, but then she got injured again. So yeah, but who knows? Who knows? I'm sure if you're going to be watching Bellator 160 tonight, Friday, August 26, 2016, that they're going to be announcing Rory McDonald's signing with with Bellator. I'm sure he'll probably even be on the broadcast. Who knows if they'll announce his fight, but keep an eye out for that. And that is that. One more thing, I guess. UFC announced that they're coming to Toronto on December 4th, I believe. Yeah, December 4th. Or maybe, I don't remember. But I think GSP enrolled in the USADA program August 4th. Because that gives him 4 months to the 4-month testing period, so he should be eligible to come to Toronto. Who knows if they'll have Tyron Woodley fight there against him for the belt. Maybe a Nick Diaz rematch. I'm sure Nick Diaz would be all over that since he wants money fights. But yeah, I'm done. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go get some medicine, because I'm feeling it. I'm starting to feel it now. Since I talked for 45 minutes straight, I think that's why it's starting to get real bad, but it's getting bad, so I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.